Live with Chess, we up next. Live with Chess, sports we're best. Live with Chess, live up next. Live with Chess, we're the best. Live with Chess, live up next.
Welcome to the first ever Live with Chess. I'm your host, Cameron Chester. This is something I always wanted to do, something I'm passionate about, just talking sports, being passionate, just something I always dreamed of, and I just gotta put my own foot in and see how far I can get in the game. So basically, this show will be Monday through Friday. Monday will be football, Tuesday will be NBA, Wednesday will be soccer, Thursday will be college games like college football, college basketball, and Friday will be something a little bit different like music and entertainment. I just want to be like different, have variety, and show you guys all my talents. So let's get right into it. Now, NFL, what has been happening? Playoffs, NFL playoffs. Cowboys, my God, Jesus, what happened? What happened? You were the number 2 seed and you lost to the number 7 seed? The Green Bay Packers. I got to give the Packers respect, though. I got to give them respect. It's a legendary franchise. You know they always going to have a QB. And Jordan Love, he's been shutting up that disrespect. You can't deny that. He's been definitely shutting up that disrespect. But let's just get into it. 48-32. And we all know it would have been a bigger blowout either way. And I know he's been getting his fair share of hate and diss, and people have been coming at him. But I got to jump into Dak Prescott. I'm just going to say and just tell y'all like it is. Dak Prescott is another Tony Romo. Basically. Average QB, never been to an NFC championship. You got you another Tony, Cowboy fans. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to say it. Like, let me just tell you the stats. Dak in his career so far, 29,459 yards, 202 TDs, 74 interceptions. Playoff record, 2-5. Tony Romo, 34,183 yards, 248 TDs, 117 interceptions, 2-4 in the playoffs. You see what I'm getting here? Like, yes, they both had that star receiver. Dak maybe more than Tony. I mean, Tony had with Miles Austin, you know, but Tony had like Dez Bryant in his prime. Dak has had Amari Cooper and CeeDee Lamb. Also, Brandon Cooks. Like, Brandon Cooks had 1,000 yards in each of his seasons that he's been playing. It's Dak. Like, come on, bro. Like, the whole world saw you fumble that ball. And he came out and said he was ass. Like, you got to respect that. Accountability. You got to respect that. But he's another Tony Romo. He had 400 yards, yes. 3 TDs, but you saw the pick sixes. It was empty calories. He was just dinking and dunking it. But also, I got to look at the other side of the Cowboys. Defense, horrendous. Like, I respect Bland. He got all those picks, but he got burnt by good receivers. Stephon Gilmore, still a dog. I will give him respect, but he got embarrassed. And just, like, Micah, where you at, bro? You supposed to be the star, the leader. And you just disappeared. And everybody's saying you disappear in big games. That's crazy. That's super crazy. And DeMarcus Lawrence, come on. Like, y'all, the Cowboys defense was not there. And if you know, you know, the Cowboys in the playoffs choke. Easy as that. Like, it was bound to happen. I really didn't think it was going to happen. I thought y'all was going to take care of the Packers, but then J.Love popped up. And I got to show J.Love some love. Jordan Love was a dog. Looked like Aaron out there. Really learned from Aaron. I definitely got to say that. Really learned from Aaron. And he had 272 yards, 3 TDs, 0 picks, QBR 99.3. I see you, J.Love. But also, AJ, Aaron Jones, was running all over them boys. All over them boys. Had 118 yards, 3 TDs, 21 carries. Respect. But look, y'all gotta stop sleeping on my boy Romeo Dobbs. Like, he had 6 receptions, 151 yards, 1 touchdown, and kid is only 23 years old. Like, him and Jordan Love together, that could be another Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams type build. Just saying. I'm just letting y'all know. Kid is pretty good. Got 8 TDs, and he's tied for 8th. He can do that. But I gotta also mention the other receivers too. Musgrave, Watson, Reed, Milton. Musgrave got a TD in the game. Reed didn't even catch anything, but Reed can turn up when he wants to. He definitely can. And that's just something known for the Packers. They always had good wide receivers like Jordy Nelson, Donald Driver, James Jones, Randall Cobb. Like that might be wide receiver you over there. I'm just saying. And also QBU. Like I see you guys. I see the Packers. I see. And your defense, like Rashad Gary, Jair Alexander, Quay Walker, your safeties, like Packers might be scary in the next few years. Got to give that up to them. We'll be right back.
Live with Chess, we up next. Live with Chess, sports we're best. Live with Chess.
Welcome back. Thank you for listening. If you're checking it out right now, welcome back to the first ever episode of Live with Chess. Now, I am your humble host, Cameron Chester. And then I just had to reintroduce myself. It's the first time I ever listening. Just let you know. But let's get back right into it. So, Caleb Williams. We all know he's going to be the first pick in the draft. And if the Bears pick Justin Fields over Caleb, I would be super shocked. This QB is supposed to be one of the most generational quarterbacks since Andrew Luck was in the draft. I watched Caleb with my own two eyes, and I was astonished, bro. Like, could he read the game? Yes. Arm for days. Like, he just knew how to pick your defense apart, and he has a nice ball throwing it to the slant. Like, it will get to that receiver, hit him dead in the chest, and you just can't miss a talent like that. You can't. Especially if you gave Justin another chance and injuries popping up again and play was mediocre. Like, towards the end, it was okay, but we all saw what happened against the Packers. But the Packers, hey, like I said earlier, Packers are something different. So everybody compares Caleb to Patrick. I'm going to be so honest with you. I think that's absurd. You can't compare people to Tom Brady. You can't compare people to Peyton Manning. You can't compare people to Drew Brees. You should not be able to compare people to Patrick Mahomes. Like, I'm not even trying to bandwagon Patrick. I respect Patrick, but he's the best QB of this generation. And that's such a high pedestal to put somebody on. I don't know about that. So, did a little bit of digging, a little bit of research, a little bit of film, and I gotta say, he plays like Justin Herbert. Like, got the arm, athletic when they want to be, can read the game. Not only were they both Pac-12 quarterbacks, but it's just their style of play. And if they want to throw it up there, they can throw it up there. And I'm telling you right now, the way people are saying how fast and how hard like Caleb can throw the ball, Justin can too. When you see them dimes, you see those lasers he be throwing? And speaking of like similarities, like I said, his stats, Caleb Williams, 3,000 yards, 30 TDs, 5 interceptions. Justin's stats, 3,000 yards, 20 TDs, 7 interceptions. Pretty similar. Caleb, in his first 3 seasons, he's averaged over 20 plus. TDs and only like 5 interceptions. That's who I would have to compare Caleb to. Now, speaking of QBs, let's just talk about QBs I think that are in question right now. I would definitely say Tua after that playoff performance, because the Dolphins didn't extend you, and so there's like your for real prove it chance right here. Like, you got to do what you got to do, otherwise you're getting shipped. Dak, of course, I'm not gonna go in. I already did that in the first half. You check that out. Deshaun, come on, bro. Like, last year's Deshaun's year. Like that if the Browns give him one more chance, that's his last chance, and they got to go if he doesn't perform. Trevor, I'm not gonna lie, I don't know what happened to Trevor. You could say injuries, you could say like pieces were missing, of course. But it's like in the beginning of the season, the Jaguars were like the number 2 seed. And Trevor was playing pretty decent. And Travis Etienne was running the ball well. And Evan Ingram was a sleeper tight end. Pretty sleeper. And just towards the end of the season, y'all just crumbled. The Jaguars just crumbled. Lost to the Titans. The Titans, who were basically giving up everybody. Fired their coach. You lost to the Titans. You lost the AFC South championship to the Titans. It's just no other way. But you also another quarterback in that division, Gardner Minshew. I gotta give Gardner his props because some people won't. Gardner helped the Colts go 9-8, second in the AFC South. That game against the Texans, they could have won it, but the running back couldn't catch. Hey, some people blame Gardner for that pass a little bit wobbly, but you got to catch the ball. The ball touches your hands, you got to catch it. Granted, his QBR wasn't amazing, but it was 59.8, but that was 13th in the league. 15 touchdowns and 9 interceptions. Gardner had a decent year. I mean, AR's coming back, but if a team doesn't get a QB in the draft or free agency, which it looks like free agency will have no QBs in there, maybe trade for Gardner. I'm just saying, like, you never know. Like, pretty good QB, I would say. Decent. Now, let's get to the playoff games. Also, I just want to say that before I forget. I think Justin is going to Atlanta or Washington. Atlanta, everybody's saying Atlanta. He was already in Georgia. You see, but of course he had to go to Ohio State. But him in that fit with Drake, with Pitts, with Bijan Robinson, like, I'm telling you, I as a Saints fan, it's hard to say that, but it would be scary. Washington, I think Washington just needs to draft. Of course, if they want to go QB, they can go QB. But O-line, fix that O-line a little bit. If you get Justin, you can fix that O-line a bit. And you still have Dotson. You still have Curtis, who you see this season. Like, towards the end a little bit, it kind of fell off. But he had a decent stretch. He had like a 5-game stretch. And Hal was throwing to him nonstop. And then, of course, you got Terry. Terry, you in my books. You a dog, Terry. They need to use you more. They definitely need to use Terry way more. But now, let's get to the playoff games. Buffalo versus Pittsburgh. I don't know why y'all bothered turning on y'all TV watching that game. Can I be honest with you? Like, we all knew Buffalo's gonna win. Mike Tomlin is a really good coach, Hall of Fame coach. Defense, he's been carrying that team on his back. No losing seasons in the playoffs. But the other side of the ball, Mason Rudolph. Granted, Mason Rudolph, I say, spreads the ball way more than Kenny Pickett. You can see that when Deontay Johnson was getting mad at Pickett. I just couldn't believe in Mason Rudolph. I couldn't. And that O-line is shaky. But also, you got to look at your defense, too. Other than Joey Porter Jr., but he's a rookie, granted. He will get better. I feel like Joey will get better. Minkah Fitzpatrick, you didn't have TJ Watt. Can Cameron Hayward is 34 years old. Like, what other stars do you have? Miles Jack? You could say he had a little resurgence, but like not really though. Or Patrick Peterson, who is probably gonna be retiring next year. Like, I don't know why y'all would turn on that game. That's all I can say in my opinion. Unless you wanted to see Josh go to work, which he did. 203 yards, 3 TDs, 0 picks, QBR 91.6, 8 carries, 74 yards rushing, a 52 yard long TD. Like, Josh did his thing. He did his thing. And I just gotta say, like, the Bills, I'm 50-50 with the Bills. Like, I believe in you guys, but y'all got that boy coming up next. Pat. And y'all remember 13 seconds? Yeah. Y'all better be studying. Because granted, he doesn't have a true number one wide receiver, but Kelsey's still there. They put in work on the Dolphins. You see they can still score. And granted, y'all will have home field advantage, Bills. Y'all will have home field advantage. But the Chiefs can play in the cold. So really isn't an advantage other than the crowd yelling. But we'll see how that goes. That's going to be a good game. That's going to be a great game. And Philly versus the Bucks. That was hard to watch. I be so honest with you. And this also hurts coming from a Saints fan. The Bucks always still had pieces. Like, the only X factor was Baker. Baker had his moment in the final week against the Panthers. He couldn't score. But when Baker shows up, he shows up. I can't lie. He has Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Rashad White, and Otto, the tight end. He'll show up here and there. He's not amazing, but he'll show up here and there. And it's just Eagles. You can't blame Jalen. Jalen had 250 yards. He had a TD. Devontae Smith did his thing. But again, you got to focus on that rushing. DeAndre Swift, 10 carries, 34 yards. Like, come on, bro. Like, that rushing game wasn't there at all. And the defense, this is where I'm about to put in work. I've been telling my friends that are Eagle fans that y'all don't have any linebackers. Any. Hassan Reddick is not a linebacker. He is a pass rusher. He is a edge, a defensive end. It's just, like, y'all don't have anybody in the middle. Your D-line, that's your D-line. But then you go to your DBs, James Bradbury, being exposed. Darius Slay got hurt, but still got exposed. Your safeties, Blankenship, I can't. Like, that's why y'all got those results. And Nick Sirianni, I'm saying the same thing just like him for Tomlin. They got 2 years to find a coordinator. They both need an offensive coordinator. Sirianni might need to find a defensive coordinator also. It's just, give him 2 years. That's all I got to say. 2 years. Max. But other than that, it's been good. It's been well. Hope y'all liked it. This is my first time. And I feel like I did a pretty good job. And I feel like it was kind of entertaining. So, tune in tomorrow. We're going to be talking about NBA. We're talking about ball. And it's been Live with Chess.
Live with Chess, we up next. Live with Chess, sports we're best. Live with Chess.